Hey, what is up guys? It is Neil. Before we get into the settings video today, I do want to thank you guys so much for 3,000 subscribers. That is an amazing milestone and I couldn't be anywhere without you guys, so just want to say thank you to you guys. If you guys are new to the channel and enjoy any kind of informational content about Fortnite, any kind of educational content about controller and how to get better, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, posting frequent content to help you guys get better at Fortnite. Now, to get into today's video, you guys are always asking, this is always my most commented thing, what is your controller settings? What's your sensitivity? What is your X and Y sensitivity? Well, we'll break it down right here. So, my controller sensitivity X is at 7. And then my controller sensitivity Y is at 0.65. If you guys have seen my previous setting videos or you guys have been watching for a while, you guys will know I have been using the same 7.65 for a pretty long time. I might have tweaked it a little bit since my last one, but it's always stayed around here. I'm a big fan. If you're going to learn something, you got to learn it for what it is. So I've just always left my sensitivity around here and kind of just adjusted and kind of formatted it from there and just got better with it, because just like anything, the more you do it, the better you're going to get, the more you're going to learn it, and just the more in touch you're going to be with it. So I've kind of stuck out with my 7.65 or around there at least. I might tweak it every now and then. That's another thing I wanted to address for you guys is, like, you guys ask, how do I find the right one? How much should I adjust it? I would just say just tweak it by literally 0.02, 0.03 around there until it feels comfortable. And where you get to one where you feel like I can really play and I'm getting kills with it, stick it, write it out, and then you'll just get better from there and just learn it from there and only get better. Now, for my next sensitivity is going to be my controller targeting or my controller scope. I run them both the same. This is something I don't see a lot of people doing, actually. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong or whatever. I run them the same. It feels better when I aim and I know it's going to move at the same speed regardless what the scope is. That's me, at least. You might want to bump yours up for your snipes, whatever it may be. But yes, I rock 0.26, which is very low. Like in my last one, I addressed it as well. Like, this is 0.26 is probably the lowest you could go before it's like, or 0.25, I should say. That's probably the lowest you go before it's like you kind of need to start bumping it up because you just can't hit your shots. For me, at least, though, I'm a big fan of, like, framing my shot before I aim in, actually. So I'll kind of line the guy before I aim in and then just kind of aim and let my aim assist take in from there. And if I have to move it left or right, it's going to be very, very, very slight, and I can kind of keep my crosshair on them and track them from there. That's why I run it so low. I'm more about hitting all my shots compared to landing crazy shots. That's the best way to put it. And to touch up on the controller targeting sensitivity a bit more, people always ask me this as well. It's like, should I be moving this? I'm a bigger fan, like I said, don't really change your X and Y. More learn your X and Y and get better with it over time, like I've been preaching. And then what you're going to want to change, if anything, is your controller targeting. It's going to feel funky to go lower, so if you're already running at something high, like 0.4, 0.5 around there, and you want to adjust to mine around the 0.25, 0.26 area, highly suggest do it slightly over time. Like I said, go down a little bit at a time, just adjust to it, get comfortable, and kind of lower it until you get to the point where you feel like you're hitting all your shots. That's what I would suggest, at least. I would definitely not change my X and my Y. I would change my controller targeting before, because that is a multiplier on your X and a Y. That's one way to look at it. So if you're running a higher sensitivity, it's going to be more realistic to have a lower controller targeting sensitivity when you're aiming in to hit more shots. Something to keep in mind. So yes, I would change my X and my Y less than I would change my targeting sensitivity. I would tweak that more and kind of adjust from there with that. Now, the next big setting I know you guys are all interested to see, I am now rocking 1.8 on my controller building sensitivity. For this, the main reason is I've kind of just thought about it and kind of came to the conclusion, like, over time, I want it to be at 2. I'm not going to make the adjustment because it's actually really, really quick. It's a multiplier in your X and a Y, so it's really, really quick when you build. But over time, I do want to get to the point of rocking the highest controller building sensitivity, because if you think about it, building is just such a crucial aspect in Fortnite, and being able to do it the fastest definitely can't hurt you if you still can stay in control. That's why I think I feel pretty quick on 1.8. It's very, very quick. I can hang with whoever. I do play controller on PC. I'm hanging with people in build fights. I take high ground most of the time when I want to, so I think 1.8 is really good, but over time, I do plan on raising it and keep raising it little by little until I get to 2. Like I said, my philosophy is, if you can just have a higher controller building sensitivity, the higher you can build, the better you're going to be. The whole game is based around building, so the faster you can build, it cannot hurt to have it higher. That's all for my actual sensitivity. I went over my X and my Y and then my targeting sensitivity. That's really it for sensitivity. So now I'll break down my settings, like my control settings, like just general stuff in the game settings you guys want to have on. I'll go over the most important ones. So the first one we have up here, sprint by default. Big advocate of sprint by default, just because it's just one less button to worry about. Like, if you're me, I've been playing shooters my whole life, and I was like, I really don't want to switch. I'm so used to holding my left stick in to run. It really doesn't make a big deal. Like, you can adjust to it in a day or two. That's what, from my personal experience, like a day or two is realistic if you want to adjust to sprint by default. And what this will do, I might cover this a little bit later in the video, but it just frees up a bind. So now I have left stick for whatever. I have my pickaxe on my left stick. I do play call. Keep in mind, if you don't play call, you just play regular or you don't have paddles. I would suggest putting sprint by default on and then binding either your edit to left stick or your jump and then your edit to like X or A, depending on if you're on PS4 or Xbox. That's what I would suggest. So sprint by default is something you probably want to have on just to free up a bind. Allows you to explore with your binds a little bit. So sprint by default is on for me. The next setting is going to be a minor one. It's tap to search / interact. I don't know if you guys have this on, but definitely turn it on. It just makes it easier to open up a chest. You don't have to hold down X in the entire way if you're on controller. Same thing with PC. You don't have to hold it down all the way to use it. So even when you're like reviving somebody or something, all you have to do is tap it once. You're not going to fat finger and let go and end up getting your friend killed or something. So something to keep in mind, I have tap to search / interact on. The next one up we have is edit mode aim assist. So I know aim assist is huge on controller for aiming, like legit kill people with your gun, but edit mode aim assist is something you do not want on. This is just, it kind of just freezes up your edits. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. It's super clunky, it just doesn't feel right. Like you'll be trying to do like the bottom 3 edit to get out of a wall or whatever, and it just kind of like sways it for you. That's the best way to explain it. It just adds unnecessary drift, and you're really not in control of your edits. So I have edit mode aim assist off. If you guys don't believe me or just want to mess with it, go into creative, do like a little edit course for like a minute or two, do it with it on and do it with it off. You'll see it, you're just going to be more in control with it off. It doesn't really help. You don't need aim assist on editing. And then the next one is turbo building. If you guys do not have turbo building on by now, turn it on. I just had to add this in here just because it's that necessary. Change the game completely. You can look at Fortnite pre-turbo building and after turbo building, and it's a completely different game. Turbo building changed Fortnite. It's something you need to have on if you want to compete. People are just going to spray your walls out, try to take out your walls to take their edit, whatever it may be. You're going to have to turbo build, just a part of the game. It's easier to learn your combos turbo building, so please turn turbo building on if you do not have it on already. The next are some minor ones, but if you actually play competitive, I would highly suggest turning these off. If you play like the ranked mode or whatever, auto open doors is like, if someone just has an edit of a door, or if you're just running through a building and you don't want to give away your positioning, the last thing you want to do is just open a random door that just opened auto. Like, that's just dumb to me. Don't have auto open doors on, just like, it just gives up your positioning. Like, you can just use X, whatever, just to open the door. It's really not that hard. Same thing with auto pick up weapons. This one, not as much as like competitive, like giving up your positioning with sound. This is more just like, I have a blue pump and a blue AR in Tilted, and I don't want to pick up a hunting rifle or whatever it may be. Like, you just don't want to pick up random weapons you don't need. So something to keep in mind, I don't have auto open doors or auto pick up weapons, just kind of unnecessary. Like I said, auto open doors could definitely come back to hurt you if you play competitive. You don't want to give up your sound positioning. That's just me though. The last 2 actual settings we have are auto sort consumables to the right, and then Builder Pro, build immediately. First one I'll cover is auto sort consumables to the right. Just makes it a little bit easier, so it only works with consumables, so it's going to be your stuff like bandages, any kind of heals like bandages, shields, even like a bush. If you pick something up that you actually have to consume and put on, takes a couple seconds, it just goes to the right. So if you're like me, you have your certain order of where you put your inventory. It just makes it that much easier. Like, I like to hold the heals on my right. I'm not going to have my heals in the beginning. No point in picking them up and having them go there. It kind of just messes up my weapon flow at the beginning of the game. That's why I have auto sort consumables with the right on. Next one, Builder Pro, build immediately. This one kind of goes hand in hand with reset building choice. I didn't put that in just to cover it here. So basically what this does, if you put up Builder Pro in your controller, what it's going to do is just, if you want to put a ramp, all you have to do is tap ramp once. I know it used to be where before they had build immediately, you would have to like hold it down or like tap it twice. It was super weird. You had to like prime the build and then place it. I don't know, kind of weird, kind of clunky. So this allows you just to have like, you don't have to have reset building choice on anymore. Builder Pro build immediately just allows you to put your build down instantly. And it kind of goes hand in hand with turbo building too. It's like, it's just going to allow you to build faster. It actually took me a couple days to adjust to this when it first came out. I think it was over the summer, around like season 5, season 6. I was like hesitant to put it on, and just wasn't used to it because I saw Aiden wasn't doing it, but after using it for months and months, like, it just allows you to build quicker, build immediately. It's literally in the name of it. You want to build fast, you want to build over people, you're going to need this on. The last thing we're going to cover is controller dead zone sensitivity. So I want to say this for the end to cover it up and give it a little actual like segment for it, because I kind of messed up. I made my dead zone video. I kind of feel like I got the wrong message across with the dead zones. I was just trying to show you guys what the lowest dead zone was before you got drift, before it just started controlling it for you, which is going to be around 0.1 on your right stick. So just to clarify what I actually use for my dead zone, because I didn't really cover it in the last one, I was trying to show you guys what the lowest you could run is. What I run right now is 0.23 on my right. That's the one you're going to worry about more. I'll cover that in a sec. And then 0.24 on my left. So if you guys play on Xbox and PS4, the first thing I want to know is that they're going to be completely different. I'm not sure what PS4 are, but if you want to reset, I'll go to my Xbox right now just to show you guys. If I reset my dead zones, the left reset default dead zone is 0.24, which I have on my left. And then on the right, it's going to be 0.27. But I rock 0.23. It just makes it a little bit quicker. If you don't know how dead zone works, I'll explain it a little bit here. it's basically like sensitivity. If you want your left or right stick to be more interactive, where you don't have to press it as far to move, you want to lower it. It's just going to make it a higher sensitivity. You can move a little bit quicker. Movements are going to be a little bit more agile, but kind of like a little bit more aggressive and shaky. And then if you raise it, the stiffer your movement's going to be, the harder it is for you to move your right stick. That's all dead zone does. So it's not some big thing. Like, I'm honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, I want to just reset mine and go back to the default. There's really no reason to have your dead zones on, because you could just change your X or Y sensitivity. It does the same thing if you think about it like that. And we've been playing Fortnite. If you're like me, I've been playing controller Fortnite for almost 2 years, a year and a half at this point. I've been playing since it came out, so I'm really used to just like the default dead zones I didn't even know were in the game, so I might as well just stick with the default. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I have lowered mine a little bit. You guys can see I moved it down to 0.23 just to make it a little bit quicker. I feel like I just want to overall bump my sensitivity, but I still like my X and the Y at 7 and 0.65, so I just lowered that a little bit to mess around with it, but it's nothing major. If you want to start seeing like drastic changes and you want to see your sensitivity go up through your dead zone, it's going to need to be around like 0.1 to like 0.15. That's what I've noticed. That's for me at least. That is going to wrap up today's videos for the sensitivity, settings, and my dead zone. Hope you guys did enjoy this. If you guys do want to see more content like this, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a like on the video. Appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you guys later.